Hey guys, Sarge here. What we're going to be talking about today are what holsters to take to training courses. Okay, I see a lot of individuals taking holsters to them with the two training courses, and they are just not up to par. Okay, and it's ultimately affecting their training course experience. Right? You should go to training with the best materials possible to get the most out of the training. But if you're wasting some of that training time because you have a crap gun, or you have crap ammo, or you have crap holsters, you're going to affect your time there. Whereas if you get the best options out there, you're going to have a more enjoyable time training. Okay, so we're going to talk about a couple of them that I have here, and then ultimately you guys can do whatever you want. This is just my opinion. Okay, if you are going to run leather, I recommend having a leather holster that is reinforced and has a retention device. What do I mean by reinforced? In most holsters that are leather or other than Kydex design, we'll get into what Kydex is here in a minute. When you draw the gun out and the tightness of your belt, okay, is now there. If this is not reinforced, it'll just collapse shut. Okay, so it'll collapse shut completely, and then when you go to reholster the gun, you are now having to dig the gun into the holster. So sticky holsters are like this. Uncle Mike's Special 27 or whatever it is, those are the holsters that are like this. If it takes two hands to reholster your gun, you need to get a different holster. Okay, what if you don't have two hands to reholster it? That's a bit of an issue, right? If I have to dig the gun into the holster to reholster it, that is not good enough. It needs to keep its form without a gun being in it. Okay, so this one here is from a 1911. It is reinforced. The second thing that I want leather holsters to have are retention points. Okay, so there's a retention device in here to where I can make the holster tighter or looser depending on what I'm doing. I use a 1911 with a rail. Sometimes I'll use a 1911 without a rail. So if it's the non-rail version, I might set the retention a little bit tighter on this just to accommodate the fact that it doesn't have the rail taking up the space. Okay, so reinforced on the actual mouth of the holster itself, and then a retention device for your leather holsters. For Kydex, okay, I'm going to list off a couple brands here, and when I list off the brands, everybody's making Kydex holsters nowadays. I'm not saying that these are the only holsters you need to have. I know there's awesome Kydex companies out there, and I'm not going to list them all, but you need to get some that are of the same stature as the companies I'm going to list, okay? The reason why, a lot of people will get a $600 gun, and they'll get a $20 holster for it. Then they start having issues, and they're wondering why they're having the issues that they are, okay? And with everyone making Kydex holsters nowadays, there is a difference with the Kydex holster being made by individuals who know what they're doing and individuals who are trying to make a quick buck. Individuals who are part of the gun culture and they understand this culture and the community, right? And individuals who are just trying to make a quick buck and they're trying to make cool holsters and have everyone show how awesome they are. Like certain brands, which I've discussed in the past, right? Stay away from them. Look for the brands that have people training with them. If individuals are constantly training with those holsters, there's probably a good reason why, right? So my pick for Kydex holsters, the first one that we're going to discuss is the G-Code. This is the G-Code Incog. It was a collaboration with Travis Haley. I currently have a Ulti-Clip on here. I've been testing out Ulti-Clips for a little bit now, trying them on different holsters, just seeing how they work. The cool thing with this, so it is Kydex on the inside, okay? It is Kydex on the inside, and then it has fuzz on the outside, which makes it a little bit more comfortable. And I know carrying a gun should be comforting, not comfortable, but this kind of makes it a little bit more enjoyable with carrying some of the guns. So what is Kydex? So with that, okay, Kydex, and this is clear for everyone on Instagram and YouTube that is worried about their safety through a phone, okay? It clicks in, and it will click out, okay? Okay, so you'll hear that. So if I'm going to reholster, I will hear a click. So I know that this holster is at the furthest point that it's going to get, or the gun is at the furthest point inside of the holster that it is going to get. Okay, so the first one up is the G-Code Incog. Excellent choice if that's what you guys want to go for. Next up, we are going to talk about Eclipse. Eclipse Holsters, they are outstanding company, okay? Really and truly, just what they do with their holsters blows me away every time I see one of them. I have multiple Eclipse holsters, as you can see. Okay, I have a thing for having loops on them. But it's just what they do to the edges. They properly blend all their edges of the holster, so that way you're not having sharp points or anything else. I recommend having a high sweat guard. That's my choice. Okay, but even with that, none of these edges are going to poke you or dig into you or anything like that, like other crappier holsters would do. Okay, so Eclipse Holsters is one of my picks for one of the better holsters that are out there. And just like before, you will hear it click. That one's a little bit louder than the G code, right? You'll hear it click, and then when you go to unholster, you'll hear it click then as well, right? So that might be something to think about, okay? But knowing, okay, it's in there and I don't have to worry about it. Some of the issues with leather holsters, how do you know it's in the holster all the way? Okay, now maybe if you've been doing it for a while, you can feel, okay, hey, my trigger guard is covered up in the leather holster, good. Kydex, we're not going to have those issues. Okay, so clicks in, clicks out. So my pick, Eclipse Holsters, excellent choice. Very good company, wonderful customer service. If you guys are interested in getting an Eclipse holster, you can use code SARGE19 and it'll save you guys 15% off on your entire purchase, okay? So they are my pick for a holster. It's what I will carry my EDC Glock 19 in. Fantastic company to work with. The next company up is McKinatec, okay? McKenna makes, in my opinion, the best appendix rig setup, okay? So Eclipse Holsters currently does not make an appendix rig setup. This is pretty nice, okay? And I've tried the different models out there from different people, and this one has just worked the best for me. The design that he has to it, I know a lot of people who maybe they don't know a lot about holsters. They might think, well, these all look the same. There's attention to detail with this holster, okay? The properly edged off sides. There's nothing that's going to poke you, anything of that nature. And the curvature of it is pretty nice, guys. Okay, so if you guys are looking for an appendix rig option, so you can run your pistol and a spare magazine, look no further than a McKinatec holster. Okay. Next up, if you guys are wanting to run appendix and just the gun, right? You don't want to run extra magazine. You just appendix with the gun. I do recommend Bravo Concealment holsters as well. Okay, they make a very good holster for a good price point. I think this holsters is their drop out of sight torsion 3.0, and I want to say it's running like $40. Okay, and they do deals all the time too, where you get the holster and a free mag pouch. So if you're looking in the mindset of, hey, I want to get a holster to train with, but I just don't have $100 to drop on some of these other holster options, Bravo Concealment is an excellent choice. Now, you're not losing money or you're not losing performance for the cheaper option of being Bravo Concealment. You're not losing performance. I wouldn't talk about it if you were. Okay, so Bravo Concealment, excellent choice regardless of what the price is. Some of the other holsters that are very good, okay, NSR Tactical, fantastic, and Green Force Tactical. They both make fantastic holsters. I do have a Green Force Tactical holster. I haven't brought it in here. And I've used and seen NSR Tactical holsters through my classes and have had no issues with them at all. So if you guys are looking for a holster option, this is what I would recommend. Now, there are some holsters I did not recommend, right? I would probably look at the companies that I just mentioned first. And that's where I would start if I was going to get a holster. There's a reason why I said the companies I said, and maybe I didn't say certain companies, right? So I would look at these holsters. They make phenomenal items. And when we are looking at a training piece of a mindset, we need to also look at what are we carrying every single day. So for training, I'm carrying a full battle rattle tactical outside the waistband setup, and it's a super nice holster. But for everyday carry, I'm carrying a sticky holster. Are you properly trained with that? Have you done all the drills that you've done with your full battle rig with that sticky holster? I'm willing to bet probably not, right? And the main reason you have is because it wouldn't hold up to it. And I'm not knocking the people at sticky holsters. However, I am saying I don't think that they make a product that we should be betting our life to. in the sense of everyday carry or carry of any type. So that we need to look at these things. We need to ensure that what we are betting our life on, we are training with. If you've never drawn your pistol from your holster before and tried to reholster it with one hand, I would maybe give that a try, especially if you're using something that's not Kydex. I'd give that a try. If your Kydex does not have a proper retention point, right, where you do hear that audible click, or where, maybe when you put the pistol in, which I've seen some Kydex holsters do, they're not made properly, and it's pushing the slide back. Every time you go to have that click point, it's pushing the slide back because it wasn't made correctly. I've seen some Kydex holsters where the inside of it was like sandpaper. So that's something to look at, right? We need to know the gear that we are choosing to carry and to use, okay? So just my opinion, guys, if you're going to run leather, Galco Leather Company, Craft Holsters makes phenomenal leather, Galco Gun Leather, excuse me, and then Milt Sparks makes phenomenal leather as well. So those would be my choices for the leather holsters. With Kydex, like I've said, Bravo Concealment, McKinatec, G-Code with their Incog, okay, or any G-Code holster, Eclipse Holsters, okay, and NSR and Green Force Tactical. Okay, those would be my choices for the Kydex line, guys. If you guys have other options that are out there, and maybe I just haven't tried them, haven't seen them, right, bring them to class. Let me get a hand on them, and let's see how they hold up in class. And then we can always add to the list, okay? But we need to have a foundation for the list. Now, why am I talking about all this for the what to bring to class or how to prepare for class properly? We want to ensure that we are having, like I said before, the best time in training courses. I'm not saying that if you show up to one of my courses without one of these holsters, I'm going to kick you out, okay? That's not what I'm saying at all. I just want to ensure that you guys are getting the best products in your hands, and we're using them correctly, okay? So if you guys have any other questions, you can leave them down in the comment section. You guys can find me over on Instagram at Shooting It with the Sarge. And as always, guys, stay tuned for more. Sarge out.